A billionaire disguises himself as an average guy to find true love, but ends up deceiving the woman he falls for. When she uncovers his lies, she orchestrates a public art exhibit to expose his deceit, leading to epic karma and a chance at redemption. He exposed his deepest secret, but her revenge was a masterpiece he never saw coming. Welcome to the Payback Vault, your go-to hub for revenge stories, epic payback, and jaw-dropping karma. If you love thrilling tales of justice and dramatic moments, you're in the right place. Aiden Clark sighed as he looked out over the city skyline from his penthouse suite. The glittering lights did little to fill the emptiness he felt inside. Sure, he had everything: a successful tech empire, cars that cost more than most people make in a year, and a name that opened any door. But none of it mattered anymore. Not after overhearing his ex-girlfriend say, "Dating Aiden is like having a limitless credit card with occasional cuddles." Ouch. Is genuine love too much to ask for? He muttered, swirling the amber liquid in his glass. The whiskey burned his throat, but not as much as the sting of betrayal. That's when an idea sparked, a wild, borderline absurd idea. What if he lived as someone else? Someone ordinary? Fast forward a week later, Aiden stood in front of a mirror, hardly recognizing himself. Gone were the tailored suits and designer watch. Instead, a simple flannel shirt, jeans, and scuffed boots stared back at him. He ruffled his newly darkened hair and grinned. "Hello, world. Meet Liam Harper." His plan was simple: live as Liam, a friendly barista at a cozy cafe. For 6 months, no wealth, no status, just a regular guy looking for genuine connections. On his first day at the cafe, the aroma of freshly ground coffee beans and the soft hum of indie music greeted him. It was a stark contrast to the sterile boardrooms and artificial smiles he was used to. As he fumbled with the espresso machine, a voice behind him laughed. First day jitters? He turned to see a woman with paint-splattered overalls and the most captivating hazel eyes he'd ever seen. "Need some help?" she offered. Yeah, I think this machine hates me," he chuckled. She showed him the ropes, her hands brushing lightly against his as she guided him. "I'm Sophie Bennett, by the way, resident artist and caffeine addict. Liam Harper, aspiring barista and, apparently, coffee machine wrangler." They both laughed, and in that moment, Aiden felt something he hadn't in a long time: genuine warmth. Days turned into weeks, and their friendship blossomed. They shared stories, well, Sophie did. Aiden had to carefully craft his to avoid revealing his true identity. She spoke of her dreams to hold a grand art exhibit, her eyes lighting up like fireworks. He listened, enthralled by her passion and the way she found joy in the simplest things. One rainy afternoon, as they sat sharing a slice of cheesecake, Sophie asked, "Do you ever feel like you're meant for something more, Liam?" He hesitated. "Sometimes, but maybe the simple life has its charms." She smiled softly. "Maybe you're right." But every laugh they shared, every secret exchanged, weighed heavier on Aiden's conscience. He was living a lie, and the more he fell for her, the more he feared the inevitable fallout. What would you do in this situation? Would you tell her the truth? Let us know in the comments. One evening, as the sun painted the sky with hues of pink and orange, Aiden decided it was time. He couldn't keep deceiving her. "Sophie, there's something I need to tell you," he began, his heart pounding. But before he could continue, she held up a flyer excitedly. "I did it! I got the venue for my art exhibit. Liam, this is everything I've ever wanted." He swallowed his confession. How could he ruin this moment for her? "That's amazing, Sophie. I'm so proud of you." The opportunity slipped through his fingers, and with each passing day, the truth became a towering wall between them. Then, fate intervened. Sophie walked into the cafe, her face pale, eyes stormy. She slapped a magazine onto the counter, the latest issue of a business journal featuring none other than Aiden Clark on the cover. "Care to explain why my friend Liam is a billionaire tech mogul?" she asked, her voice dripping with hurt and sarcasm. Aiden's world froze. "Sophie, I can explain." "Explain what? That you've been lying to me this whole time? That you made me look like a fool?" He reached out, but she recoiled. "I never meant to hurt you. I just wanted to find someone who loved me for me, not my money." She laughed bitterly. "Congratulations, Aiden. You found her, and then you destroyed it." She stormed out, leaving him standing amidst curious onlookers and the bitter scent of burnt coffee. Aiden tried calling, texting, even visiting her apartment, but she was gone. A neighbor mentioned she'd been busy preparing for her art exhibit. Determined, he decided to go, hoping to make things right. The night of the exhibit, Aiden arrived at the gallery. The walls were adorned with breathtaking pieces, all centered around themes of masks, hidden identities, and betrayal. Each stroke told a story, their story. As he moved through the gallery, whispers followed him. People recognized him, some shooting accusatory glances, others merely curious. He stopped in front of a painting titled Facade. It was a portrait of a man split in two, one half in shadow, the other illuminated but with empty eyes. "Do you like it?" Sophie's voice came from behind him. He turned, relief and anxiety crashing over him. "Sophie, please, let me explain." She met his gaze evenly. "This isn't the place for explanations, Aiden." "Then when? I can't keep going like this. I miss you." She sighed, the hardness in her eyes wavering for a moment. "Meet me tomorrow at the park, noon." The next day, Aiden sat on a bench, hands fidgeting. The sounds of children laughing and leaves rustling did little to calm his nerves. Sophie arrived, looking as radiant as ever. "Why, Aiden, why lie to me?" she asked softly. He took a deep breath. "Because every relationship I've had was tainted by my wealth. I needed to know if someone could love me without all of that." She nodded slowly. "I understand wanting genuine connection, but did you ever consider that deception isn't the way to build it?" "I realize that now. I was selfish and scared." She looked at him, her eyes searching his. "I fell for Liam Harper, the kind, funny barista who listened to my dreams. But Aiden Clark lied to me. I am Liam," he pleaded. "That was me, no acts, no pretense, just without the money." She smiled sadly. "But the money is part of who you are. Hiding it means hiding a part of yourself." He reached out to take her hand. "Give me a chance to make it right. No more lies." She hesitated before pulling her hand away gently. "I'll make you a deal. 6 months. Show me who you really are. All of you. And maybe, just maybe, we can start over." As she walked away, she turned back and added, "Sometimes, you only see the truth when you strip everything away. Let's see if you can." Have you ever heard a revenge story like this? Share your thoughts in the comments. Over the next months, Aiden embarked on a journey of self-discovery. He volunteered at community centers, invested in local art programs, including Sophie's. He attended her events openly, applauding her successes from afar. One evening, he received an invitation to a private showing at Sophie's new gallery. Hope fluttered in his chest. Arriving, he found the gallery filled with paintings that radiated warmth and forgiveness. In the center stood a piece titled Redemption, a portrait of a man and woman standing back to back, connected by intertwining vines symbolizing growth and second chances. Sophie approached him. "You've been busy," she said with a hint of a smile. He shrugged sheepishly. "Just trying to be the man you deserve." She took his hand. "Maybe it's time we stop standing back to back and start facing each other." He grinned. "I'd like that." In the end, it's clear that honesty truly is the best policy. When we hide who we are, even with the best intentions, we risk losing the very people we wish to keep close. Aiden learned that love built on truth is stronger than any facade. So, always be yourself, because the right people will love the real you. If you love stories like these, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a story from the Payback Vault.